things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly, without an apology. Gotta give that theology to God, hallowed be, cause this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace. Welcome back to an episode of All Things Theology, where this is your host K-Dub, and I want to talk about Daystar. It appears the Daystar drama is deepening, and it's all the time these stories like this come out, it generally gets deep into worse and worse. But let's talk about it. Let's read an article. Let's talk about what I'm talking about right here. It says, exclusive, Suzy Lamb says she was pressured to hide her SA. So now the mother of the 5-year-old is saying that she had been SA'd while working at Daystar. Wow. Let's talk about it. In January 2017, Suzy Lamb, then Daystar co-host and daughter-in-law of Daystar founders Marcus and Joni Lamb, claimed she was SA'd at Daystar by an unlicensed chiropractor her in-laws had hired. But when her husband, then director of operations Jonathan Lamb, told his parents about it, they buried the assault. Both Jonathan and Suzy told the TR in an exclusive interview. So, wow, this story is a mess. It's going to even get crazier as we read through this. But, she goes to Marcus and Joni Lamb, and they bury this story. Should have gone to the police. But yes, it says, according to the couple, Marcus and Joni maintained a culture of secrecy and protection at the large Christian broadcasting network with more than 100 stations worldwide and an annual revenue of around $100 million. The couple says they submitted to this culture for more than a decade, but as TR reported yesterday, Jonathan and Suzy have gone public with their experience at Daystar, specifically Marcus and Joni's alleged cover-up of their daughter's SA by a male family member. Now, they're covering up all this stuff with the family. Just imagine people who aren't their family that they're covering up as well. If you treat your own family like this, imagine some just regular guy, the amount of gaslighting and manipulation at this church, I'm sure, or ministry, I'm sure is just astounding. It says Suzy did not talk about her own SA in our first interview, but over the weekend, she told TRR she wanted to stand with her daughter as a SA victim and talk about her assault too, which remains traumatizing. According to Jonathan and Suzy, the chiropractor had lost his license because of an alleged assault on a minor. It gets worse. The chiropractor himself had done this before on a minor. Of course he did, right? But why? So why is the ministry hiring this guy with this being his background and saying, "Oh, nothing's going to happen"? It says they are now revealing the chiropractor's identity because he was never charged with a crime. But I guess I don't know the specifics on then why he lost his license. Maybe it was just the allegation alone. I don't know. Again, we'll keep reading. But Marcus and Joni believe the chiropractor had come to Christ and was a changed man, so they invited him to Daystar to work on the family in the green room. Jonathan and Suzy said the green room is a lounge for on-air performers when they go on when they're not in studio. Just strange stuff, right? But again, let me just say this. Coming to Christ is no justification for the acts you done. You can be a Christian, but hey, you got to go to jail, right? And it almost seems like they believed he was guilty, but since he was now a Christian, they're like, okay, right? So very interesting. Just the pamperedness going on, and this is just astounding too. They got a green room where they're just getting chiropractor in their lounge room. What else is happening in that lounge room, right? Let's keep reading. It says, for a couple of years, everything went fine, Suzy said, and the man worked on her in the green room without incident. But then he started becoming more belligerent. And one day, she said he seemed drunk and he was working on her. Joni's assistant was normally in the room with the chiropractor when he was seeing patients. But Suzy said that for about 5 minutes, the assistant left because she had to use the bathroom, right? He's waiting for his opportunity. That's generally how, predators work. They'll wait years for an opportunity. It says during the time she was gone, Suzy said the man violently SA'd her. The assault was not rape, Suzy said, but left her reeling in pain. As soon as the chiropractor left the building, Suzy called Jonathan and told him what happened. Jonathan said his blood was boiling, and he immediately called Marcus and Joni. I think we're seeing a trend, not to, obviously Marcus is no longer living, but they should have never been contacting Marcus and Joni, but going straight to the police every time. Look, police first, especially if the ministers, the elders there, the leader of the organization is just keen on just stuffing stories. It says, who are out of town to report what happened. Joni said Marcus told Jonathan he'd handle it and instructed Jonathan not to talk about it. Of course. In the meantime, Suzy said it was all she could do to hold herself together, knowing that the chiropractor knew where she lived and used to joke that he knew how to snap someone's neck in seconds. Wow. The next day, as Suzy prepared to fill in for Marcus and Joni on their show, her body revolted and she threw up in the bathroom. But Suzy said she also knew what was expected to her, so she soldiered on and hosted her show anyway. Wow. Several days later, when Joni was back in town, Suzy said Joni told her that Marcus had paid off the chiropractor and he wasn't a threat anymore. So this guy's just out there probably doing it again. I mean, you pay him off. I mean, this is a mess. This is a mess. But notice what's said here. We need to protect Daystar, Suzy recalled Joni telling her, and I want to protect you, so don't say a word about it anymore. Now, you think this was kind of very similar to what she told the 5-year-old daughter too? Suzy's 5-year-old daughter? Yeah, probably so. Suzy said she dutifully obeyed what her mother-in-law told her and eventually got over it, and I forgot it happened. In 2020, okay, well, the chiropractor isn't doing it anymore because he passed away in 2021. But in January of this year, Suzy said the trauma of the assault returned and she started to wake up panicking and sweating. What especially scared her, she said, was the way Joni had gotten her to bury the assault. Suzy said she couldn't help wondering if that was what Joni had done to her 5-year-old daughter when Joni met with the girl to talk about the assault. Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably, Suzy. That's probably what happened. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a very high chance of that happening. It says, as we reported earlier in November 2020, Suzy's daughter disclosed to her she had been inappropriately touched. The girl then used her hands to indicate she had been essayed, right? And so, yeah, we remember that story, the statement that was going on. So this is just going over kind of those previous allegations. It says Daystar also responded to the allegations concerning Suzy Lamb 2017 alleged essay. Here's what it says. Joni Lamb is aware of an incident in 2017 that Suzy Lamb raised involving a chiropractor. Suzy had a long history of requesting the chiropractor at issue to work on her, both at Daystar and at her home. When Suzy was treated at Daystar, a witness was always present, as required by Marcus. In 2017, Suzy Lamb reported to Marcus and Joni that the chiropractor inappropriately touched her. The word, as you can see, SA was never used, and nothing that would constitute that act was mentioned by Suzy. The witness in the room at the time in the alleged incident denied that anything inappropriate occurred. Nevertheless, Marcus immediately released the chiropractor. No one paid off the chiropractor as alleged in your email. There was never any discussion about whether or not to contact the police, and neither Marcus or Joni would have ever discouraged Suzy from reporting this incident to the police. I mean, you guys have a history of doing that, so why would we believe this statement here, right? It's just so much here. I mean, I'll let you guys read the rest of this. I mean, because it's just a lot, right? It's a lot. Again, this story will get worse. I am sure of that, unfortunately. But it just sees, like, you could see some of how these Christian ministries act, right? Because the goal is to protect the brand, not to be honest, not to be, Christian. But it's to protect their brand, it's to protect their vision. And right, you can't bring down the vision. The vision is bigger than you, right? And so you see a lot of manipulation in some of these stories and things like that. And so, again, as I said in my last video about this, I believe more will come out. We saw that with Robert Morris. It wasn't just, we saw it kind of devolve. And right, by the time he's lost his church. I mean, the church size over at Robert Morris Church is like dwindling down from pictures I've seen. But again, the real issue is them stuffing this story down, especially with the 5-year-old girl, right? And it's just terrible that you have this going on. Again, if you are a victim of SA, please contact the police. And if anybody's telling you don't tell, go tell. I mean, that is a sure sign that you need to go contact the local authorities, okay? Hope you guys were informed by this story. Till the next time, grace and peace. Oh, grace and peace. Thank you for watching another episode of All Things Theology. If you enjoyed what you heard today, go on and give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I promise to give you weekly lives, videos, interactions, exposing false teachers, sharing with you, the viewer, my theological beliefs, things about the culture, and the Bible. So if you're here for that, come on and join us. Also, if you would like to support this channel financially, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube member. Links are in the description below. You can see content before it drops. You can also have Q&A sessions with also other Patreon members, YouTube members as well. So if you would like that, hit the description link in below.